Hey, what's going on, everybody, and welcome to Follow the Fitness. Today, we're going to be doing a pre-stretch routine before we start getting into our physical fitness exercises. And I really believe in just a pre-stretch routine because I've seen it time and time again where people just jump straight into their workouts and they don't stretch. And then next thing you know, they're injured. And so we don't want to see injuries. We want to see results. And so that's what we're going to do today is a nice pre-stretch routine just to get our muscles, ligaments, and joints nice and loose and warm. All right, so let's get started. All right, so I'm just going to guide you through this stretch routine. And I did say pre-stretch, but really what I meant to say was pre-workout stretch routine. So this is going to be the stretch routine that you're going to do before your workout. So my apologies for that. All right, so when you're stretching, you can follow along with me, or you can go as short as you want or as long as you want in terms of how much time you want to spend stretching on one particular location, like your arms, your neck, or anything like that. And if you're new to stretching, then this is a pretty good timeline, a pretty good baseline of, how much to stretch and for how long. And also the types of stretches that I'm going to be doing. It's going to be just a total body stretch from head to toe. And again, if you've never stretched before, or if you have limited knowledge of stretching, then this is another good baseline to just kind of start from and build. And then you can go from there and add more stretches as you develop into your fitness career, your fitness journey. So this is a good baseline, a good starting point. And here, I'm just, really what I'm trying to do is just loosen the muscles, get them nice and limber so that they're not tight. It's really important that we loosen our muscles by stretching, and we don't want to do like too much bouncing in our stretches. We just want to kind of go until we feel, a little bit of tightness and then stop. And so for everybody, that's going to be different. And just go at what you feel comfortable with. The most important thing is that you're stretching and you're having a good time, and that's going to just work wonders when you're into your fitness routine. So here we're just stretching out our midsection, and during this time of stretching, you can focus on what you're going to be doing in the gym, and if you have some goals that you're trying to hit, you can just focus on those goals. And now we're just going to go and really just focus on bending over as far as we can without overextending ourselves. Here's a better view of that. And we just kind of want to keep our legs straight with a slight bend. And if you can fold your hands back like I'm doing and just try to touch your toes like that. And then also you can reach your hands behind your back and do the same. It's just something that I like to do. So it's not, mandatory that you do this. It's just something that I like to do. And then I like to turn and do the same thing from left to right, like that. And just make sure that I'm just stretching as many muscles as I can. Because once again, the more muscles you stretch, the more chances of preventing injury it's going to be. So that's a good thing. Right now we're just going to kind of get down, and what I like to do first is with this stretch, it's a little tricky, but if you look at my heel right there, I'm trying to keep it as flat as possible with the majority of my shoe touching the ground. And it takes a little bit of practice, but once you get used to it, it really just unlocks a lot of just mobility. Okay, so just doing that on the other side there, and I'm stretching my arms out for balance, because it can be a little tricky to hold your balance. And now I'm going to come back, and this time I'm going to be on the balls of my feet, but I'm going to reach over and touch my toes and just kind of rotate my ankle there and sit in that position. And majority of these positions, I'm only sitting in them for about 10 seconds each. So if you want to sit in them longer, you can, or if you want to sit in them shorter, you can. It's up to you. It's your stretch routine. All right, so now just going back to that midsection, really stretching it out. And you can even do some stretches or like loosening up, shaking out your body in between stretches as well before you get into your next stretch. It's something I like to do. Also, you want to make sure that you're breathing with all of your stretches. Breathing is very important and should be done at all times. You don't want to hold your breath while you're stretching. Now we're just going to get into our splits position here. And what I like to do is just go as far as I can and then stretch to my right and then to my left, like that. And if you can't do the splits, or if you can't go this low, it's okay. Just go until like what you feel comfortable with. And then just hold that position. And then slowly over time, you can go lower and lower. And I'm inching up right here purposely, just to demonstrate how to get out of the splits position, especially if you go too far and it can be a little difficult to get out. So, but if you are good at springing out of the splits position, then go ahead and do so. Now I'm just gonna cross my leg over my other leg here and really stretch that glute region of my body, because there are times where you can pull that muscle because it's easy to forget to stretch it. So remember our motto, I guess we can call it that, is that we don't want to see injuries, we want to see results. So this is a good muscle area to stretch. It's a lot of times it's overlooked, so I want to make sure we catch it. Here once again, we're just kind of opening up those hips, stretching those hips, those inner thigh muscles. And now we're just going to go and stretch our abs there a little bit. It's always good. We'll do more of this stretching exercise when we get into our ab workouts. So this is a good stretch. It really relieves a lot of soreness when you do it in between ab sets. And we're just kind of going back. This is a yoga pose that I've incorporated into my stretch. I like it. All right, now with this stretch, I did extend a little bit over with the knee, but it's okay. But again, just go at what you feel comfortable with. You want to keep your calf straight, that's okay. And then just do the other side here. I'm rotating so that you can get a better look and see what this stretch pose looks like. And after I started doing this stretch, it really unlocked a lot of just mobility in my movement, which I liked. A lot of mobility in my legs and everything. And now we're just gonna do a slight variation of this, which is another pose that I like to do. And this really just opens up my entire body, which is what I really like. I like this feeling a lot. It's really great. And we're just gonna go and do the other side. And remember, once again, you can stay in this pose for as long as you want or as short as you want. It's your stretch routine. You can do it the way you like. And then just remember, we're breathing at all times. And we're just having a good time. We're enjoying ourselves. Now here's another hip opener stretch that I like to do to just really open up those hips. And this one's good in my field, I guess. It's good for climbing and just hip mobility, which I use a lot. Here's another hip opener stretch. And I just get down and I open up my hips with my hands. And it's similar to doing the splits, but much more comfortable. Now I'm just gonna go back and touch my toes there. Just kind of stretch out my midsection again. And when we do this stretch, we don't want to overextend. And this is another good stretch right here. Just for, anything leg related. It really helps. A lot of times we can overlook stretches like these, and that can lead to some sort of injury, and we'll say, oh, but we stretched. So this is a good one to do, and it's often overlooked. And while we're doing this stretch, we want to make sure that our back leg is completely behind us and not off to the side or anything like that, but directly behind us. And now we're just going to go ahead and rotate our ankles there. We want that good ankle mobility, and we don't want tight, stiff ankles. That can lead to injury. We do want strong ankles, but not tight. And remember, we're breathing, and now we're just shaking everything out. Coming toward the end of our stretch routine and just preparing ourselves for our workout. Going in with confidence, knowing that we're loose and limber and we can give it our best. Yes, just breathe it in.
Okay, so we're all done, and that completes our pre-stretch routine. And as you can see, it's very simple and it doesn't take a lot of time, and it's just something that's just going to prevent injury, and that's what we're looking for. We're looking for long-term fitness and not sitting out because of injuries and everything like that. So thank you so much for allowing me into your homes to stretch with y'all today. And I look forward to seeing y'all in the next video. And be sure to like and subscribe and leave a comment down below and let me know how this stretch has affected or impacted your fitness routine. And also be sure to visit my website, followthefitness.com, where you can download the workout schedule and the meal plan to help further assist you in your fitness goals. All right, so until then, I'll see y'all in the next video.